Salmon feed contains lipid levels as high as 14% to 22%. As fish oil is progressively replaced by plant oils, hepatic steatosis, fatty liver disease, has become a hidden killer in global aquaculture. Feed formulators now face the dual challenge of reducing costs and reliance on traditional marine ingredients, while still safeguarding fish health. Dr. Kumar's team was among the first to unravel the molecular mechanisms behind plant oil-induced liver damage, and they have validated the significant efficacy of additives such as bile acid in alleviating fatty liver.
Skill development prospects of global solution industry,
which has a great future, salmon industry. However, there are a lot of challenges in salmon feed industry. If you talk about the salmon feed, there are also big industries, billion-dollar industry. Right now in 2026, salmon feed industry is almost like $8.4 billion. Okay. So by 2033, it will be almost $12.6 billion. This is the feed industry. So, which gives you the trend, they are going to increase every year. So right now, it's 8.4. The next question will be like, what are the challenges we have? The major challenges is feed ingredients is one of the, I would say, top challenges. In feed ingredients, lipid is one of the major ingredients. So salmon needs way higher than any other aquatic animals. They need the lipid content. So in salmon feed, it has more than 14 to 22% lipid content. So imagine 14 to 22% lipid, maybe even 30% lipid. However, other marine species and then freshwater species, they are nowhere in front of the salmon industry. So the oil is the major problem in salmon feed industry. And then for sure protein is another challenge ingredient in terms of salmon feed industry. So I would say these are the two major ingredients. And then in terms of lipid, as the salmon feed industry is increasing, so we are switching from fish oil to alternative oil, and those alternative oils such as plant oil, it's causing a lot of health problems. Related to liver disease, and then also the heart problems, and then overall performance of the animals. So we have to be very careful how can we utilize the lipid resources in salmon feed industry. Not this time. In 2021, the global salmon market was almost $15 billion. And then 2033, 34, in the next couple of years, it will be almost $31 billion industry. Okay? As I mentioned, when you are trying to expand your salmon industry, you are pushing more towards the feed. In the feed, as I mentioned earlier, lipid is one of the most important ingredient, and that lipid is causing that fatty liver disease that is called steatosis. Okay, this is the major problem in the salmon feed industry. So the reason why it is happening, right? So it is happening because you are switching from fish oil to the plant oil or any other alternative oil. That is causing steatosis. Okay, and that steatosis is nothing. It's like just the fat deposition in the liver. So
how you suggest to use some additive to?
So there are different ways to mitigate that problem. So one of the major strategy would be using the feed additives. Okay. So one of the additive could be the bile acid, because bile acid acts as an emulsifier. So what the bile acid can do is that they can suck the lipid from the liver and mobilize it. Otherwise, if you do not mobilize the lipid from the liver cells, what will happen is it will deposit, and that it will cause the fatty liver. If your liver is getting to be fatty, then there will be a lot of problems to the animals. And then the animal can die, or they will have consequences, and that can affect the performance of the animal. So bile acid would be one of the, I would suggest one of the strategy to mitigate that fatty liver disease.
Yeah. What message or expectation do you like to convey to Chinese salmon feed formulators?
Sure. Yeah, this is the future for salmon industry. I couldn't mention it, as I mentioned, salmon industry is growing, right? So if you look at the market production of salmon, right now it's a 3.8 million metric tons of salmon industry. 3.8 million metric tons of salmon production right now. And in 2033, it's going to be 4.9 million metric tons of salmon. So which is going to be a lot of production.
Yeah.
So now your question will be, who is buying this salmon?
Yeah.
Right? So first market is US. USC is buying a lot of salmon for their own consumption because they do not produce their own salmon. But next would be in Asia, who is buying the salmon? Where is the market? It's China.
Yeah.
China has a lot of consumer for salmon in Asia. Yes, consumer right now in the world.
Yeah.
So they are consuming, their growth rate is almost like 4.2%. So imagine in Asia, nobody likes salmon, for example. Everybody loves carp, right? But China is the one country where, it's getting westernized. A lot of people, it's a globalization, right? A lot of people have tested salmon when they work in Europe and US. So when they go back to China, they like to eat salmon because they know the beneficial effects of salmon. Because it gives you a lot of EPA, DHA, which is beneficial for your health, right? So what my strategy for the feed formulator would be is to consider our local ingredients, what are the Chinese ingredients we have. You cannot be just dependent on fish meal and fish oil because China have a scarcity of fish meal and fish oil because it's not just for salmon. It will go to other fish species or other animal species.
Okay.
So I would suggest feed formulator to consider what are the alternative feed ingredients for fish meal and also for fish oil, what are the other alternative oil you have. But however, you have to consider that if you're using the alternative ingredients, make sure that you are providing enough amino acids. You have to provide with the all essential amino acid either through supplementation or through the complementary ingredients. So you have to use, let's say, fish meal, soybean meal, or corn meal. They can complement each other. Okay, so they fulfill the demand of salmon. Okay, so in terms of protein ingredients, in terms of fish oil replacement, if you're using soy oil, palm kernel oil, or whatever the oil you're using, okay, make sure that you're also, if you're using alternative oil, you have to use make sure they have enough EPA and DHA. Those are essential fatty acids. If you do not have enough essential fatty acid, they will again have a problem for liver cirrhosis or fatty liver disease or steatosis. Okay, so that's my suggestion would be, if you're using alternative oil, try to use feed additive. One of the feed additives could be, let's say, bile acid, which can emulsify those alternative fish oils such as the soybean oil or other oil, and that could be utilized by salmon feed industry efficiently.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe I can invite you to China to use your research or experience for our Chinese formulator.
Sure, I would be happy to do that. Let me know. Thank you. Good to meet you.